Welcome into the Ringerverse. This is, of course, the Ringer's Nexus podcast feed for all things fandom. We are Steve, the architect, Ahlman, the builder, tinker of things. We are Jomi, the explainer, Adeniran. You got questions, he's got answers, perhaps. We are Old Man Van, he of the receding resurgent hairline. We are Colt Baby Chuck, the 24-karat closer, a.k.a. the Brush Height. Together we are known as the Midnight Boys. We also have the Midnight Collective with us today, which I want to say, it was so good to see all of my friends. It was so good to see Aleya, SOB Zenieris. It was so good to see Jonathan, Inkspot Kermah. It was so interesting and great to see Arjuna. Arjuna has a very sensual jacket on right now.
It's not sensual at all.
It's just a cool jacket. It's just a cool
jacket.
Star Wars jacket. Yeah. He's on theme.
Hold on. Okay, Arjuna, can you be heard back there?
What's up?
Do you think your jacket makes you look sexy?
No.
Kerm, why are you laughing at him like that?
Kerm, why? Kerm.
Laughing real hard back there.
Kerm, I know. You know what happens? You know what happens sometimes? Like when you getting bagged on, and then you gotta pick the person that's laughing.
Yeah, I know you you're not laughing.
I know you not laughing. That's what we have to do to Kerm back there. Kerm, when is your poetry thing?
Bro, it was Saturday.
Oh, shit.
Oh, missed it.
Damn.
Kerm, bro, I really was coming to that. Why didn't you tell me?
I did.
Hey, this is what we gotta do. Kerm headlighted some poetry. The next, as a crew, we gotta go to Kerm's next poetry headline because he's coming up in the poetry world.
Yeah, man.
I've been hearing his name on the poetry streets and the poetry message boards.
Are there poetry?
Are you on? You're on poetry message boards?
Yeah.
Yeah. Poetry baddies. Y'all know that there's poetry baddies.
It all comes back to baddies.
Kerm, are there poetry baddies?
Duh.
Yeah, of course.
Hell yeah. He was quick with it.
Man, you the guys know poetry bad. You've seen them septum piercings.
Wait, why'd you go straight to the septum?
No, he's not. Yeah.
Septum piercings, all kinds of stuff. Waist beads. You know when you have the waist beads, you know what's popping next. Y'all know what the waist beads show.
Talking about raw milk, you know, like
sea moss.
Yeah.
Hey, it's a lot of sea moss at these events, ain't it, Kerm?
I bet it smells crazy out there.
All right, no. Whoa. Steve.
Nigga, did you just say black people smell bad?
No, I didn't say that.
Jesus fucking Christ, Steve.
Sea moss?
Not on the day Trump's about to get inaugurated, nigga.
Like, Steve, oh my God, Steve.
Steve jumped in.
You know what? You know what you gotta do? This is the new thing. Jomi brought this money back from Nigeria.
Right.
Yeah, that's 100K. Naira, baby.
Like, look, these are $1,000 Nigerian bills.
Yeah.
How much is that worth in US dollars?
$64 US.
So these are Naira. Which war criminal is on the cover of the money?
Respect my country.
So this is what we're gonna do. Every time Steve fucks up,
Right. Oh, okay, great. I put it in
gonna get some Nigerian money.
I put it in the Nigerian cruise
Put it
jar.
in Nigeria. These are your new transatlantic slave points.
Great, yeah.
Well, I you know what's so funny, bro?
Should I just hold the stack and put it down?
Let me tell you how bad the white man got my head built up. I looked at this is I get the inaugural white man's nigga point. I have to give it to myself because I'm looking at something very powerful. And the white man has gotten me so down that I have to call these men war criminals. This is black faces on the cover of the money.
Come on, man.
Look at this. I love this. This black faces. These aren't war criminals. This is Allah Aru Miles Born and Dr. Clement Isong.
A doctor. Look at you.
A doctor, man. Shout out to them. These ain't war criminals. These are great guys. What did they do?
I have no idea, but it's cool.
Great.
All right. Yeah. All right. Follow us on socials: Insta, Twitter, Facebook, and
How are we gonna
so here's the problem, right? Because
TikTok.
Here's the problem, right? Because TikTok's definitely going away, and then Zuck was wilding, so people are leaving Facebook and Instagram, and Twitter already sucks. So save Jomi's job, not actually a joke anymore. We might actually have to start pulling some money together or something, you know?
I got an alternative for you guys.
It's not Red Note.
And it's not Red Note, although the Red Note things have been funny. You
That has been really funny.
You guys know what fan base is?
I've heard of fan base. What is that?
Fan base is run by Isaac Hayes III.
Oh,
okay.
He is the son of Isaac Hayes. He's this guy with this gigantic melon head from Atlanta. Nigga got a big ass head, but
I
it's
don't know
full
why
of
you have to
ideas.
lead with that, but
Fan Base is a black-owned social media app that is right now in the top 5 on the App Store right now. People are flocking over to Fan Base.
Was this one of the ones that was like when Twitter was starting to go south, people were starting to go to that as well? Has this been around for a second?
Well, it's been around for longer than that, but like Spill was around. Shout out to the Spill mob. Blue Sky, of course.
Mastodon.
If you want to go over to Blue Sky and like just completely be bored. But
look, there's a reason we're still on Twitter a little bit. You know what I'm saying? There's some excitement. There's an edge. Blue Sky just doesn't have it. You know?
When you go on Twitter, you just never know what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
You never know what's gonna happen over on Twitter. You might be called a nigger.
You probably will be.
It's like America. Twitter is more emblematic of the new America than anything else.
This is true.
Yeah.
One day it's a nice, cute puppy video, and then the next someone's just getting beheaded.
A lynching.
Yeah. You're like, oh, okay.
And then under the lynching, you see the lynching, which is like startling enough.
Of course.
But then the thing that's more startling than the lynching is the comments.
Oh yeah.
Because you go into the
just
comments,
farming videos,
and it's pictures of like Raven Simone, like this is what we should do to her, and like you know what I mean. It's like pictures of all kinds of different stuff. These are the days we need to bring back. You know, so Twitter is Twitter has to stay the way it is right now because that's how America is. Fuck it.
This is the most depressing fucking start to an
It's not depressing.
God damn.
I'm happy to be back. I'm happy to see you guys.
No, I'm happy to be back. I'm not happy to be talking about Raven Simone.
Man, Raven gonna be okay.
Raven will be.
We're on YouTube. Like, comment, subscribe, share. You can watch every Midnight Boys and House of Art episode on youtube.com/@Ringerverse Program. Reminders, more House of Art Minute Edition button mash coming soon. But on today's show, we're catching up with the latest episodes of Skeleton Crew and reacting to the trailer of Daredevil Born Again. He's back. Saw the trailer. The whole crew is back. Everybody is back.
We're all born again.
Everybody's well preserved.
Preserved? Like an amber?
Yeah, everybody's well preserved.
Like they're drinking water and doing their skincare type of stuff?
They look good.
Yeah.
Let's get into Skeleton Crew. Star Wars, spoiler warning, plucky content, Skeleton Crew, everything right now. We're getting ready to talk about Skeleton Crew. You're listening to a reaction podcast. The spoilers are coming. Midnight Manifest, Chuck, go.
All right, this is your Midnight Manifest for Skeleton Crew, Episode 8, The Real Good Guys, directed by John Watts, written by Watts and Christopher Ford. John forces the parents to take back Wim, KB, and Neil while he makes Fern and Farah accompany him to the supervisor's level. When the trio meets the supervisor, it's revealed he's a leftover droid from the Empire, and the AI infers that the probability of Jod being a Jedi is low thanks to Order 66. Jod kills the supervisor, the city plunges into darkness. The rest of the Skeleton Crew embark on a plan to save Aten by getting to the Onyx Cinder, where they'll call Kim to send in X-Wing reinforcements. At the climax of the episode, Jod reveals he was briefly trained by a Jedi as a lowly street urchin before she was killed by the Empire, and eventually the New Republic shows up to liberate Aten from the pirates in the shadow of the fallen Empire. That has been your Midnight Manifest for Skeleton Crew. I'm going to start with you, Van.
Mm-hmm.
Season, potentially series finale, we don't know at this point. Did Skeleton Crew land the old X-Wing?
It did. I enjoyed the finale of Skeleton Crew. It was good. It was, in my opinion, the show was already good. Could have scraped great with a fantastic finale. It stayed firmly in the realm of good to me with the finale.
Yeah.
I liked the finale enough to say, hey, solid finale to Skeleton Crew. I will say this, it is a solid season finale. It is a subpar series finale. If there is no more Skeleton Crew, then this last episode doesn't get enough done. If Skeleton Crew is to return, I think there's meat on the bone for the future of the show.
Before we get to the Mid Boys, did you... Because I had the same feeling in terms of just like by the time we got to the end, I was like, was this the end that they always entailed? Or was this a, we don't know if we're coming back, so we kind of have to like wrap this up in a way that's like, this might be all you get? Because like when Wim's looking to the sky, I was just like, oh, that's how it, oh, okay, sure. So do you think that they were kind of just like in this middle ground of, we don't actually know if we're getting renewed?
So I think that they believe that there's more story to tell with the kids.
Yeah.
There's more story to tell with Adeniran and what's going on there. The barrier's broken.
Watts has said that they do have plans, or they did have plans for a season.
So when you see Wim looking to the sky, you see the promise of the first episode paid off. He felt that there was more. He thought that there was more. He hoped that there was more. Now he sees that there is more. His mind has been opened up to the endless possibilities of the galaxy, of adventure, of finding purpose and his place in a much, much bigger story. And so when you see his eyes look up like that, you see him reaching out for that story. And in that moment, the audience sort of has to be intrigued with what story is left for Wim. That's his thing. You also see Jod, who they do something interesting with, in my opinion. They show Jod go to the edge of total villainy. The edge of total villainy. And for some reason, he restrains himself. Yeah. Now, he is the asshole in this series, for sure. He's the asshole. Remains to be seen if he is the villain, though. Because if he's the villain, I mean, they no bones about the fact that Vader's your villain, right? Vader's going to kill some kids. He's going to shoot some people. He's going to break some necks. He's going to do all of that stuff. Jod goes right there, and then he stops himself.
He has a code. It seems like he'll kill other people. He doesn't like killing kids.
There's something about this group that he didn't want to go he said it. I didn't want to hurt anyone. I don't want to have to do this. This is all so easy and blah, blah, blah. This episode did do a good job, and I'll stop after this, of making me more intrigued about what his relationship with his teacher was and what carried over and what he had to get rid of. And then, you go into his backstory, I had to live in a hole. That's definitely the writers trying to create some vein of sympathy for him.
Yeah. Boys, what'd you guys think of that?
I thought, like, as an episode for, like, the characters, a finale for the characters, it kind of worked to your point. Seeing Wim look at the sky paid off. Jod kind of, like, mirroring the same thing, him looking at the pirate ship falling. They kind of have, like, parallels there. But, yeah, like, as in final episode of TV, I was kind of like wanting a little more. You know what I'm saying? Like, what happens after? You know what I'm saying? Does Wim pay that off for like the assessment and like going forward in his future? Jod's not going to just stay in that supervisor's room forever. Like what happens after that? I think if we got like 5-minute epilogue or something, just a little like, here's where they are now. Because like you said, as a series finale, they just kind of, it ends and then it's over. And it's kind of like, well, what happens next? Do we like set something up? Can we see like how they've progressed? I would like to see that. But I think building from where the character started to where they ended and like using all the information they learned over the trips, calling Kim, the turbo laser, all that stuff, seeing that paid off, I think was really nice and well done. So like I enjoyed it, but I would have liked a little more.
Same. I think that more is really the problem here because as its own episode, yeah, it was good. It worked. I think that it didn't exactly wrap up everything that I would have liked to see from a season finale. Okay, but infinitely, all of these characters, specifically Jod, got way more interesting, and it demands more story here. And I keep thinking back to the Acolytes finale, and knowing that while people really didn't like that show, almost certainty of knowing that there was going to be more story had it gotten a second season. It really makes me think that, like, has this been more or less the playbook for everything Star Wars, at least this current crop of stuff, for their season finale?
How do you mean? I'm not understanding.
As in, like, breadcrumbing to a season 2 that may or may not happen, and then only waiting for both fan reception, return on investment, all these other things that would justify a season 2. Like, because we always say that oh man, like for all of Acolyte's problems, we would have loved to see it like kind of come together and actually like have another at bat at a season 2.
Yeah.
But instead, it's immediately canceled, and we're never actually going to see that follow through. Whereas with Skeleton Crew, you don't know if there's going to be a season 2. It clearly breadcrumbs to a season 2. And I think we could all agree that
we're not getting a season 2.
No show expects to be canceled.
Sure, but I think we could all agree that you'd like to wrap up something for a season. And I don't really feel like it was entirely wrapped up for a season's worth of story.
Yeah.
What would have wrapped it up?
I think
Like just seeing them after, like, you know, cleaning up. Like, what do Wim, like, these guys go on this adventure. They find themselves. They find each other. I would like to see them, like, I mean, I guess you do see them, like, hug and save KB. But afterwards, like, what happens with the cleanup? You know what
it really comes down.
Like, what does, like, you know what I'm saying? Do we see Jod leave the planet? Like,
to me,
something that, like, because it's not really even breadcrumbing season 2. It just kind of, like, stops.
Fair.
You know what I'm saying? If they would have, like, shown, like, you know, not even a post-credits, but, like, Jod leaving, the kids, like, hanging out on the planet, you know what I'm saying? Seeing Neil actually finally get that bath that he's been begging for all 8 episodes, you know what I'm saying? Just something that we can be like, oh, these kids are going to be okay. If we see them or we don't, they're going to be fine. We kind of, I guess, again, the Wimp thing kind of hints at that, but, like, I would have liked to see it.
I think the linchpin of this was Jod. I think the fact that it was very interesting, because I would have sworn that by the end of this season, there was going to be, like, some sort of, like, redemption or, like, you kids ain't so bad kind of a thing, where they're all, like, kind of bumping shoulders and, like, Jod rides off into the sunset with, like, you know, a secret crate of credits. And then, like, you know, they're all off to adventure another day and the kids are left back at home. But instead, he gets deeper and deeper into this, like, kind of near self-destructive, like, embedding of his plan of just coveting money, doing whatever he can to, like, get out of this. And nearly killing, like, either these kids or their parents, and not even redeeming himself to anybody except us wanting us to see, like, oh wow, like, he's really troubled and really has a outlook on the world that, while keeping things out of direct danger for these kids, like, he was gonna kill Wim's dad.
Well, he's their Captain Hook.
I know, I get it, but, like, it makes you think that there was, like, this, again, like, perceived era of safety around Jude Law and these kids, to where he wasn't going to actually do something really bad. But, like, again, getting to that doorstep was really fascinating. And then kind of not really, well, walking back too far.
Okay.
In an era of, like, good, if that makes sense.
No, it doesn't.
Sorry, was I just glitch out there?
No, you didn't. You didn't glitch out. But I'm trying to say. So are you saying that if Jod wasn't redeemed, I understand what you're saying. Are you saying if he wasn't redeemed, then what does that mean? He wasn't redeemed. It's
I think
not his character.
There's more. There was, like, throughout the entirety of this show, he was, like, given the chance to be a full asshole to these kids, either leave them or maroon them or something that would, like, actively endanger them, and he had every opportunity to not care. And he had something in his way.
He wanted to get to Adeniran.
I understand.
But, like, after, like, you saw it in the previous episode, he has them, like, he cuts off SM-33's head.
Yeah.
And he's got the saber. Like, you could just call it a day, you know what I'm saying, if he was really evil. But he was like, no, like, I guess you might have been using him as a bargaining chip.
Yeah, but there's like an aura of composure that he has that is not breaking here.
No. I understand. We're saying the same thing in the fact that he didn't do a full villain turn. Like, there's obviously something that's stopping him. But are you saying that, okay, maybe I'm understanding it now. Are you saying that the character is too ambiguous for you? That you needed either a full redemptive turn or you needed a full villain turn?
Yeah.
Okay.
And then there's this middle ground that they're still playing in that I'm intrigued by a lot, but I really needed that to be more propulsive at the end of this, rather than him just kind of looking up into the sky and then just, like,
I think that's
scurrying off stage.
But we learned about Jod and his backstory, and I think this was kind of the thing that, like, irked me a little bit, is that the most interesting stuff about Jod we learned in an exposition dump. Kind of same thing with the supervisor, where it was like, if the whole thing that we're leading towards this season is kind of his backstory, and it's just kind of just like, oh, I was in a hole and this is what happened to me. I'm just like, wait, why? That to me seems like dropping the ball because I'm just like, oh, that's something that like actually can give this season a lot more meat, something for us to really dig into. And like same thing with the supervisor. I'm just like the AI of it all. I'm like, this is kind of really interesting. And for them to just like introduce it and then dispatch of it, I was like,
the supervisor, yes. Jod, no. We got another Kaden Jarrus out here. He finds a master, and then they get, tough. I liked it. Because we spent all season, is he a real Jedi? Is he a fake Jedi? And we found out like, no, he was trained in the ways of the Force for a little bit, but it turns out like the Inquisitors or whoever got his master. I was kind of like, oh, okay, that kind of explains what makes him tick a little bit. Again,
well, he's not really a Jedi. He's a
Boken Jedi, right? Like he was trained in the Force, but not really. And so that's why, we don't see him push people until like this episode.
Yeah.
Right? Like he's
cool little almost breaking the hand back.
You know what I'm saying?
That was neat.
It was pretty cool.
This motherfucker can barely lift anything.
I get it.
Yeah,
that's kind of the things that would carry over.
Nobody said he was Yoda or anything.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? He spent 6 weeks at basketball camp. Of course, you're not gonna have handles like Steph. Let's chill on it. But I think that was interesting. And to your point, hopefully we can expound on that if they do a second season. Like, where was he when they found him? You know what I'm saying? We don't have to go back through the Order 66.
Let's be honest, though. Let's be honest. Does this show really need a second season? And what I mean by that is like, yeah, they probably have story to tell. But when I was like thinking of like, I think probably the failing of this series for me is like, do I want to go back to this corner of the galaxy? Like, is this the most interesting corner of the Star Wars galaxy? I was like, if they were like, oh, we have $250 million to spend, I don't even know if this would be in my top 5 things I want to see necessarily from Star Wars.
Okay, so let's roll it back real quick. When you say need a second season, how do you decide what show needs a second season? Like what?
Well, so I think especially when we're talking about kind of like this era of IP, whether it's like Marvel, whether it's Star Wars, and just like these non-ending stories, for me, a lot of times I think about, all right, is this corner of this universe, is there enough story? Is it interesting enough? Did they present enough in that first season for me to be like, Andor, Mando, Loki, like a lot of the series that we talk about, where it's like there's so many mysteries and so many questions by the end of that first season, where you're just like, damn, I want to spend more time with these characters and in this pocket. And when I got to the end of this episode, I was like, oh, this was like a competent series. This was not bad. This was not the worst thing I've ever watched. Mm-hmm. Like I can like, Watts knows how to make something where I'm just like, oh, there's like a real craft to this. But I don't know if there were any lingering like mysteries that I was necessarily interested in. I don't know if I was necessarily in love with any of the characters enough where I'm like beating down the door to be like, what happens with Wim next? I was like, sure.
Well, so the reason why I said need is because like, I get what you're saying. I guess what I'm saying is need and want are two different things. It certainly needs a second season to me because if the first season is an inadequate story. It was fun to watch, but it's not a fully realized story. It's like if Game of Thrones would have ended after Jon Snow was killed, right? Like if it ends right there, or if it ends, it's not coming back. You're like, there are all kinds of shows, by the way, who they get canceled after cliffhanger endings, or they get canceled after unrealized story that's still out there. Mm-hmm. And people will say, we needed a second season to figure out like what was going on. We needed a third season. We needed a fourth season. Now, whether or not you want another season of the show is different.
But maybe this is my pushback. I'm like, what was really unrealized about this series? Because I'm just like, they kind of
number one, the villain got away. So that's the first thing.
Yeah.
But here's the thing. Like they did tell, like this is a beginning, middle, and end, where it's just like, maybe we would like to know what happened to Jod or what happens to these kids, like after the New Republic comes. But I'm just like, they told a story that has a little bow on it. It was just kind of like rushed and sloppy.
Well, actually, that's interesting to mention that because they don't know that the New Republic is in charge.
And
right?
what happens when those X-Wings finish killing those pirates and they're like,
By the way,
we're sitting on a mountain of money.
well, it's not only that, it's also like, hey, so remember how there was like the Galactic Empire and the Senate and all that stuff? That's all gone.
Yeah.
There was a whole war, there's a whole thing. You guys might have missed it.
They
Let me
didn't
catch you
know.
up.
They didn't even know. Like they had to tell them if you're. She goes. The supervisor goes, if you're a Jedi, you're evil. I'm like, wow, they're that in the dark.
Yeah.
They don't realize that there's been a whole fucking war to adjudicate that notion.
Yeah, and that
like
room
a
was
Jedi,
covered in dust. Nobody had been in there in years.
Yeah, but that's like
like a
at
Jedi.
most like an episode of Star. There actually isn't. I don't actually know what the second season of this would be. Would it just be the kids exploring the galaxy again?
I mean, there are myriad things they could do for a second season. Number one, Jod could continue to try to take over Adeniran. I mean, he could.
Yeah.
I mean,
we literally don't know what
all
happens.
all the pirates from the world could. I mean, there's the second season now that the barrier's gone and there's this sore thumb in the galaxy with untold, endless ability to create money. The struggle and fight for that. You could bring all types of different Star Wars characters into it. There's all kinds of things they could. I don't know if they'll do that stuff because it'll go away from the focus of the kids and the way these kids grow. By the time the fucking get next to the next season, we're gonna be 6'5". And like,
you gotta hurry it up.
You know what I'm saying?
You
know what I'm saying? Like, so by the time they come back to it, so there's stuff that they could do.
Yeah.
Whether or not people want it, I can understand. You know what I'm saying? Whether or not people are like dying to know what happens, that's I can understand you feeling that way.
Because we've been talking this entire season kind of about. I think that this series kind of did live by the twists, or at least building up to stuff. Did we feel like the last episode paid off enough? Because it was just like I wouldn't say it was a big surprise. We've seen it, whether it's 2001 Space Odyssey, Wizard of Oz, the AI, the person behind the curtain. Same thing with Jod. Like, do we...
Yeah. Kevin.
Do we feel like those twists actually were worth it? Like, were you surprised, or was it kind of just like, oh, that makes sense?
I think it's the actual intrigue that comes from that is to why is that man behind the curtain there in the first place? Like, why is there a gigantic trapezoid robot inside of a tower that's running? Like, who put that there?
I agree.
Why is it that? Like, that's the actual thing. Like, the reason that we get to the top of that tower and it's just a box that talks to us, and I think that was Stephen Fry. I don't know.
It was Stephen Fry.
It was? Okay.
Yeah.
But like the reason that that's important is because we have to know why that was put there in the first place, and we don't know that. Like that,
so somebody put that whole
system into motion.
Somebody put that entire society on autopilot.
Yeah.
And the way that they did it was to create a completely artificial version of life in the galaxy that is actually more akin to the way we live than the way people live in Star Wars. So their society is oriented around conformity and commerce and indoctrination, much in the way that our society is. The Star Wars galaxy isn't like that. No. The Star Wars galaxy is a galaxy normally that sells us and the people inside the galaxy on this endless adventure, this infinite amount of possibilities and choices that can happen anywhere. But that's not the life that they were living. They were living like we live. So the question is, number one, that's a commentary on our society.
Yeah.
For certain. And then number two, why did they do that to them? Like, are those people on Adeniran essentially slaves?
Yeah.
Like, so like, to me, and now their parents know. So the children are one thing, but their parents are aware of the sort of failing of their orthodoxy. So like, I'm not saying it's something that goes, oh my God, I need a 12-issue Adeniran run from fucking Marvel and Star Wars. But I'm saying there are some things that are still there.
One thing I was like, so how long, do we know off the top of our head how long the Empire was around?
44 years.
44 years? Because they were just like, this is, one person had said, like, we've been here for generations, and the AI, it basically had made it seem like the Empire gave them one last basic, like, oh, Order 66, Empire fall.
It seems like a pre-Empire type of thing.
It would have to be pre-Empire for there to be multiple generations.
So then that's even more intriguing, right?
Yeah,
because that would mean that the Empire someone from the Empire would have had to know, because the New Republic, the Republic becomes the Empire. We saw that in Andor. Some people, different, and then they would just let them fucking do their thing. Don't fucking bother them.
Well, I don't think they got another communique after Order 66.
Or if it's like some emergency protocol, that entire room up in that tower evacuates and it's like, leave it on autopilot, go.
This is what makes it confusing. If they're still under the opinion like, oh, the Jedi aren't heroes, for that to have been communicated to them, I guess the AI was essentially like, after Order 66 was essentially like, all right, I have to indoctrinate them.
Or there's some sort of like external communication. There's a higher power
that's the last communique they get.
Oh shit, the Empire actually only lasted 25 years.
Yeah.
No, that's my question, where I'm like, if there's been multiple generations here, then who started this? Was it the Republic?
It was the Republic.
It was the Republic, and then the Empire started.
And then the Empire starts, but you got to remember the Empire is, fascist and all that bad word stuff. And so they're like, bet, we're just going to rule with the iron fist. We're not really interested in, being like an actual, collecting money, printing money. Like, it's not really, they don't really move like that. So I don't think they pretty much forget Aden's there until those kids leave. Because they're just operating as if the Republic is still there, like the Coruscant's still in charge. They still got the Senate, whole thing for 25 years. And then the kids leave, they come back, they're like, oh, actually, there was, not only is the Republic gone, the Empire came, ruled for 25 years, got destroyed, and now there's a new Republic. They have no idea any of that happened.
Right. Actually, I don't even know why I said 44, because essentially the Empire, they don't outlive the Empire. Some weak ass bitches.
If we being honest about it,
the Empire are some weak ass bitches, because really, the death of the Empire starts the moment that Skywalker is born, and by the time he's 24, he done got them niggas up out of there.
Yeah,
that's what makes Adeniran so funny. Can you imagine if they just the people in the middle of America who just like went to a bubble when Obama got in office, and it's just like, wow, I can't wait
I'll say this: the Empire reigning over the galaxy only lasts that amount of time, but the Empire itself, the systems and the
factions and
the factions and all of that.
Soldier keeps fighting war 45 years after it's
it lasted
over.
much longer.
But I also think it's funny that like this was a series about these kids going on this like grand adventure, and the most interesting stuff ended up being the stuff at their home. Like not it being a mint, but like when I was like, oh, you guys are ruled by a robot. I want to see more of the robot, and I was just like, that's weird to me.
But to me, that's actually the best part of the story. Mm-hmm. The best part of the story is that they went out searching for mystery and didn't realize
the real mystery was at
that
home.
the mystery that really exists is their life. Because I think that's real.
All the adults in that room were like, what the fuck?
All like for me, I went out searching for all of these answers to life and stuff like that. But the real question was, how many kids does my dad have? That's not
where I thought you were going.
Like
that is not where I thought you were going.
Yeah, that's a lot.
That was the it's okay to laugh, guys.
No, it's not funny.
Great on Woken.
Funny.
It's okay. It's okay to laugh. It's okay to laugh. I've been making those types of jokes around the family, not going over well.
Not going over well.
I can't imagine what.
Not going over well. Like this, you guys aren't gonna. And this is the way I cope. But it's like a couple of days ago, we were planning the Lathan family reunion, and it was this summer. And we were getting everything together, and it was like, who's all going to be there?
Right.
And I was like, we were sitting around talking, and I was like, I don't think Dad can make it this year. And people were like,
you're an asshole.
People were like,
so mad, man. Come on,
people were like, man. I was like, I'm just saying.
You got to know your audience.
I know that's a place of pain, though.
And I'm like, I'm just saying, I don't think he can make it. We could save a spot, but he might be late. And I wouldn't let go of the joke until I was getting texts on the side from my mom. Like, son, stop this. These are old black people. They don't get the way you internet raised kids. I'm like,
internet raised?
Internet raised is
crazy.
Mom, the internet didn't didn't come around until I was like 17.
Yeah.
Talk about
It's so funny.
Anyway, but yeah, look. Essentially, what we're talking about is so I watched my man over at Heavy Spoilers.
Okay.
You ever watch Heavy Spoilers?
What? You ask this every single time.
If it was Ghost of Heavy Spoilers,
Yeah.
presented by Crunchyroll,
Or heavy spoilers.
Ghost of Heavy Spoilers.
Oh my god.
And he essentially, and he was Face Cameron. He was talking about essentially why his channel's changed a little bit, and in his conversation, he was talking about the fact that that there are all kinds of algorithmic reasons why some of the content in Heavy Spoilers has changed, but there's also reasons that are just around how he can connect to the content that's being released and how he feels about some of the stuff, which is why you might see MT, shout out MT, which is why you might see MT doing some shows, which is why you might see some other stuff. And I think I watched it and I thought a lot about the conversations that we have here. And what he was saying was fair because a lot of times now what he's doing over there is he's like doing rewatches of old classic films. And I've really enjoyed some of them. I've really enjoyed him breaking down like The Godfather explained. You guys know I'll watch all of that shit. I watch him, There Will Be Blood explained, all of that. That must be really labor intensive to do and all of that stuff. I've enjoyed that. But I do think that going back to what we talked about before, that there's a long-winded way of me saying it's okay if you can both realize that Skeleton Crew was a good show that was entertaining, particularly for people who have to watch it for their job, right? But then also come away from Skeleton Crew and say, it wasn't the most compelling thing for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, it's completely all right for you to say that, like, Skeleton Crew is an objectively good show. With things, I felt danger for the kids.
Yeah.
At the end, I was connected to the kids. That doesn't mean that I am going to cry my Cheerios if they don't do a second season of Skeleton Crew.
Sure.
If they do a second season of it, I will watch it because I have enough interest in what happens.
Really?
I will, for sure.
I for sure do too.
I agree.
Yeah.
He ain't doing it in a second season. They got 8 hours of my life already. They ain't get another one.
Yeah. Yeah.
Okay.
All right.
All right, Chief. We know.
Yeah.
So
we
let me ask you
believe
this.
you when you say that.
If we decide to do, as a crew, Skeleton Crew for a second season, will you watch?
Hey, Kerm, bruh. I'm gonna need you to fill in for me. I'll handle the boards back there.
How do you want to address Watchgate? People that are mad that you didn't finish Penguin, or
It's not that he didn't finish, it's that he didn't finish and then attempted to then grade the show.
Grade the show, yeah.
But the fact that he didn't finish it.
Yes.
You want to address Watchgate? How many gates have we had as Midnight?
Screenergate.
Screenergate. Watchgate.
We had Screenergate. We had some other gates.
I can't remember.
We had some private gates.
We did have some private gates.
We had some private gates.
It's been a long 4 years.
The gates were almost closed in this bitch.
No manches.
We're here. We love you.
Do you want to address Watchgate?
You do got to fight back. You do got to fight back.
For what? Them numbers are going up, nigga. God damn.
What you put in chat? What you put in your chat?
Come on, bro.
Hey, telling you, man. Y'all fucking with the wrong one. Y'all fucking with my young buck over here. Y'all fucking with the wrong one.
Hey, bro, all I'm saying is, continue to like and subscribe, We got some, I want to do this for a couple more years. You want to be Chandler? You want to be Joey? Like, I'm trying to be a star up at this bitch. I don't give a fuck.
I didn't understand the reference.
This is a sitcom. I'm trying to get them activated.
Oh, Chandler or Joey. Oh, from Friends.
Yeah.
So what does Chandler represent? What does Joey represent?
Joey was the one, especially towards the end, they gave him a spinoff.
He
was popping. They like, where's Joey?
Yeah.
Chandler,
Chandler became a movie star for a while. Whole 9 yards.
That was during the run of Friends, though. We're talking post Friends.
Post Friends. Oh, yeah. But hey,
Well,
shout out to him, by the way.
Matthew Perry.
Chandler's great.
By the way, fucking.
Rest in peace, Matthew
Insensitive
Perry.
fucking reference.
Whoa! Great unwokening.
Awokening.
Great unwokening.
Same
I don't,
thing.
wait, hold on. I don't think the unwokening means we can,
Be
insensitive.
No.
He died.
No. First
All right,
of all,
rest in peace,
Rest in
but-
peace to him. But if we not woke, we not woke.
I don't know what that means.
That means we can be, if we don't have to be assholes,
Right.
but
Okay.
if we not woke, see, he didn't mean that like that. See,
Yeah,
this is the
that's
thing.
okay.
That's the thing. See, that's the thing.
Sure.
He didn't mean that like that. That's not how he meant
Okay.
that.
Of course not.
But in a woke framework, we take it like that.
Okay, so the Great Unwokening just means context.
In a non-woke frame, we like, fuck it. If that's how you took it, fuck you.
Okay.
Hey, Bafangul to you. Bafangul to you. Okay. Is there anything else about Skeleton Crew that we want to hit on? Is there anything else about the show that we want to say? Delightful Star Wars show. Once again, a show that I think as a garnish on a really, really good meal. If Star Wars was serving a really, really good meal, this garnish would have looked prettier. But if it has to be the meal, then there's probably a lot of people that are going to be dissatisfied.
Yeah, but
I
we also
liked
said comfort food. I was comforted.
liked it. I liked
I liked
Skeleton
it
Crew.
too.
I did
liked it
too.
I liked Skeleton Crew.
Did y'all think KB died?
Hell no.
I mean, I really wanted to know what happened. she
If
crashed
they were
that
a little
ship.
more adventurous, I think they needed to get one of them kids out of here.
You kill a kid?
Kill a kid is
Nah, you
that's
can't
tough.
kill. Well,
They've done it before.
yeah, that's true.
Have y'all ever seen Hunger Games? They killing all the kids up in that bitch.
Yeah, I mean, this one's a little bit more softer. I think the thing with Hunger Games was very much wanted to put you in the mode of like, no, nobody's safe. This is very much like watching the war on TV type stuff. This is a little softer. We know that.
Yeah.
Let me tell you something.
We know that.
In a never-ending story, they killed Atreyu's horse.
Oh
And
man.
I don't know if you guys have ever seen that fucking scene before. I'm about to
yeah,
cry right
it's
now.
tough. It's tough.
Okay? They killed Atreyu's horse in the never-ending story.
That's
Maybe
bad.
it might have been never-ending story too.
Is that when the trauma started? Was that the
Wait,
first
is it never in the
like?
story the one with the white dragon?
Yeah.
flying around?
Yeah, the fluffy.
Oh,
yeah,
that shit freaked me out, bro.
Yeah, it was tough.
Yeah,
That was a crazy story.
But for our era, the shit was like our era. That was our There Will Be Blood. Our era, we was on.
All right, relax,
Bro,
man.
we was going back to
Never ending story. Ain't
Bro,
There Will Be Blood.
We was
Come
going
on,
back to
man.
elementary school. Like, yo, my nigga, you seen that never-ending story, bro? That shit is crazy, dog.
No munches. No
Like,
way. No
but
way.
they did that. See, that's another thing about us. They used to fucking traumatize us as kids.
Hell yeah.
We
Yeah.
had to
Oh my
watch the
God.
horse drown. Now, I think the horse came back to life at the end. I think he did. We had to watch the horse drown in the fucking mud,
Yeah.
right? We had to watch him say goodbye to the horse. I'm like, why? You 5 years old. Why are you looking at the execution of the horse in the movie? Like, I'm thinking about it now. I watched the scene. Have you seen it? Pull the scene up. Put the scene up.
No, do
We're
not
not
show
putting
that
the scene
scene
on
on
that
the
story
set.
up.
No.
Hey, fair use. Put the scene
Fair
up
use.
of Atreyu's.
Yeah, but-
Put it up right now. Put the scene up of Atreyu's horse dying.
Where he's
In
trying
the-
to pull it from
He's
the
trying to pull the
Wait,
horse
bring
out.
this up. Bring this up.
You haven't seen the
this?
scene before?
Yeah,
I haven't
is-
seen this movie in 20 years.
Look, bro, it's fucked up. And we had to watch it. And so kids
Atreyu
can deal
horse
with a
death.
little tragedy. Look at it. Bro, my God, bro.
where he's like trying to pull the horse out of the mud and it
He's cool,
dies.
but he has to leave him.
Yeah.
Or they both gonna die. And then the horse, he's saying goodbye to his horse.
Damn.
That's
The horse comes back?
I think the horse comes back at the end. I can't remember though.
y'all had never ending story. I had My Girl. at the
What?
end of
Oh,
that.
he can't read without his
By the way,
glasses.
that's not your era.
It's not my era, but I'm saying like
That's
as a
mine.
kid-
That's mine for sure.
That's
As a
that's
kid.
my era. Thomas J
Oh my
got
God.
bit by bees. He fucking died.
Yeah.
Bristol
Okay.
Terabithia.
I more so liked all
Fucking
the.
died.
Oh,
Jesus.
Bridget Terabithia.
Oh,
man.
come on. Man.
I used to like the dance
Jesus.
movies like You Got Served where they would just kill a little nigga.
Bro, when they killed Chris Brown,
He fucking died. That's the start of the movie. By the way, bro, killing kids in Hardball. G-Baby.
Oh,
He fucking G-Baby. They have used killing kids in these fucking movies for a
buying a
long
G-Baby
time.
jersey right now.
I love when in the sports movies they gotta kill a kid and then the kids are like, All right, we gotta win the last game, right?
Yeah, we got to go play
It's
a fucking
either-
Little League baseball game.
It's
we gotta win
either
the
that,
championship.
they either kill the kid in the show or in the movie, or afterwards when they do the like based on a true story stuff.
Oh, and
show
then
where
like
they
the
went,
screenshots of
there's always
everybody.
one kid. He didn't make it out, man.
Oh, yeah,
the
man.
life got him before he could get out.
See,
man.
we should be like heavy spoilers. This is what the people really want to see.
Like a whole thing about kids that have died for plot.
Ranking
Kid
kids.
deaths. Top 5 kids who died.
Let's do
Damn.
it. Right now. No. Fuck it. Let's
Great
do it.
awakening.
Great Awakening. Top 5 shocking kid deaths in movies.
Does the Anakin? Which Anakin
How about
moment
this?
gets
How about
it?
this? Let's just do it. I'm gonna just everybody give it. Mine is G Baby for sure.
G-Baby.
That's the
G-Baby
most
was tough.
shocking kid death in a movie ever. Because even the way they did it was shocking. They're like, "Come on, G Baby, we gotta go. The
Do we
drama's
count
over."
animated movies?
And then he got a fucking hole in his shit. That's the top one for me. Everybody got to give one.
Should they remake that movie in Chicago?
In Chicago is crazy, man.
Wait, no, wait,
Come on.
Chicago
Hardball.
getting better.
Hardball. Yeah, Hardball was in
Chicago.
Chicago.
Yeah, Hardball's.
Hardball was in Chicago.
It was?
Yes.
That's
Was it
when,
in Chirac?
are you fucking kidding me right now? Yeah, Hardball is set in Chicago.
It was?
Set in Chicago.
They didn't call it Chirac.
Hardball is the first time that I realized that there was a gang problem in Chicago.
That's you. Oh, God.
No, you're lying.
I swear,
You're lying.
bro.
Yeah.
Okay, so I knew that Chicago niggas don't play.
Right.
You know that from
What
early
was
on.
when did that
But
come
the first time I realized that it was like gay, because when the gang
2001.
narrative, the gang narrative was L.A.
Right.
in the 90s. But then when Hardball came out, I was like, oh shit, they gang banging in Chicago, like for real.
No, here's the scene that sticks out to me in that movie so much is when it's the first scene in the movie and and Keanu Reeves is like going into a church and he's a gambling addict and he's going into the pew and he's like starting to pray and then a priest is like, what are you praying for, my son? And he's like, I'm praying for the Bulls to cover the spread.
Nasty.
Oh, hell
And this
yeah.
was in 2001.
Hell yeah.
We weren't in good shape.
I'm gonna be honest with you. We talking about G Baby though. I don't know why you.
I don't know. That was just funny. to me.
Wallace from The Wire.
Wallace from The Wire,
Ooh.
Kid Deaths, and then this is connected, Steve. Let me tell you how it's connected.
Right.
Because Michael B. Jordan
Mm-hmm.
kind of got his start. He was in fucking the Hardball,
Mhm.
and then Michael B. Jordan then jumps over to Wallace.
Yeah.
Boom, boom. So that's yours. So that's Wallace. Wallace might top G Baby. I'm not gonna lie. Most shocking kid death. Wallace might top G Baby.
Ah!
He was out of there though, man. He was right there, bro. He was in Virginia. bro.
Wallace made him because they made Wallace friends kill him. Man, Trey Chaney, you ain't shit, bro. Trey Chaney and JD. I should call JD right now. Trey Chaney and JD, y'all ain't shit for killing y'all man.
That's tough.
Y'all killed y'all man. Okay. It's most shocking kid deaths in the movie.
What was his
man.
name? It was the dude from You Got Served, the little kid. I forget his name. But when they started breakdancing for him, show.
Our breakdancers for him.
That's so crazy to think about, man.
What a wild movie that was.
I really got hyped as a kid.
Everybody watched You Got
It was
Served.
just like they was
It's a crazy
Because here's the
movie.
other thing that was crazy. They was going against the white dude. Like the white dude came to their hood and started breakdancing and embarrassed them. And I was just like, damn, not only did a white man embarrass you, but you lost your little homie.
Yeah, he died. Who was the lead in You Got Served?
Marcus Houston? It was
Wait a minute.
it was B2K.
Wait a minute. Okay. But Chris Brown dies in Stomp the Yard. Stomp the Yard. He
You
dies in
Got
Stomp
Served
the
is
Yard.
different.
Yeah.
It's not the same.
It was some Lil something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Nah,
because
it's
Chris Brown dies in Stomp
I
the
think
Yard.
Columbus Short is the lead in the
Stomp the Yard.
Stomp the
yeah.
Yard. Yes. But
I
why
think
were they
Columbus
killing a
was-
bunch of black youths during dancing
You
competitions?
gotta have a reason to dance. They, by the way,
You gotta have a
you gotta have a reason to dance. By the way, when they make white movies, white dance movies, nobody has to die.
Nobody.
Right.
Nobody.
Yeah.
And that,
Step Up.
did anybody die and Step Up
I don't think so.
for the dancing?
No.
Somebody died in Dirty Dancing?
But for nobody in Dirty Dancing
He
died.
almost died for the milk.
Nobody maybe somebody did die in Dirty Dancing.
Let's see.
I will say it is crazy. if one of the Midnight Boys passed and we just get in here, we're like,
This is for you, Steve.
It's crazy.
just start crying.
Rufio and Hook.
Oh, that's a cold one.
Rufio!
That's a cold one.
Oh my gosh.
That's a cold one. Fucking Hook. See, well, I said earlier he was their Captain Hook.
Yeah.
He wasn't, because Captain Hook was killing niggas.
Hook was getting a lot of play at the sleepovers. I love that movie.
Hook murdered Rufio. Think about that.
Hook
That's
murdered
nuts.
Rufio.
Bro, Rufio.
Dustin Hoffman murdered a kid.
And not only did he do it, he fucking mocked Rufio.
yeah.
The nigga Rufio was getting distracted, and Hook was like, Rufio. Rufio. And Rufio was like, I'm gonna get my
Dustin
glory.
Hoffman was cooking in that movie.
Before you know it, Rufio just fucking dead. Damn. Which one is the most shocking? So Rufio,
Mine's not shocking.
talking about in You Got Served? Wallace or G-Baby?
Man, G-Baby, that's
G-Baby's tough.
That's
because
tough,
he's
man.
so tiny.
It was really
He's so small, man. He didn't deserve that, bro.
This is gonna sound really bad. What's more heartbreaking? When a kid gets killed out of nowhere or when like a dog gets killed out of nowhere?
Probably the dog.
I cry for the dog. I never really cry for a human. I'm like, yeah.
Oh shit. God
Wow,
damn,
Christ.
unwoke, bruh.
So
but-
your old Yeller is sadder than...
Come on.
But we always
Oh,
know.
man.
I think the difference is we always know that the dog is going to die, but the kids are always a surprise.
Nah,
Mhm.
but all dogs go to heaven.
Oh, that's great.
That's a tough
That's a
one.
great
That's
movie.
a tough
Littlefoot's
one,
mom
man.
in...
Oh,
Oh, Land Before Time.
yeah.
even for some reason they were showing Bambi at kindergarten. I'm like, this is a fucked up movie to show some kids, bro.
Yeah.
Fucked up.
You know, Brother Bear, sad as hell.
Yeah.
Sad as
Kanye
all
say
hell.
Bambi is a CIA psyop.
What?
Of course. Yeah.
Great
That's what he
Awakening.
said.
Yeah.
Kanye
yeah.
said that
Gotta have
Bambi.
limits.
Let's hear him out.
Kanye said that Bambi is a CIA psyop. He
Great.
said that Disney kills Bambi so that you take your kids to get ice cream to feed consumerism and all of that stuff. He said it's a CIA psyop.
I'm done with Kanye. Every single time Kanye can't stop eating Twix bars or ice cream, it got to be some fucking grand experience. Like, great
That nigga in shape now. He posted a story of his wife on the stories. I should have sent it to Jomi.
Great.
Oh, can we? All right, Midnight Meter.
Great
Midnight
stuff.
Meter.
What
Midnight Meter.
7. Easiest 7 I've ever given.
It's the rock solidest of sevens
Yeah.
for me.
Just
as
a
well.
rock hard 7. Just
Wow.
Why did you gotta...
That's what he said.
Wow.
There's nothing. There's nothing. Whoa. There's nothing. Sex positive. There's nothing wrong with the rock hard 7.
Oh shit! If you got a rock hard 7, you in the building.
Hey,
like you
A rock
working.
hard 7 is buddy.
You working. Like
Yeah.
if you got a rock hard 7, you in the building. You
Shout
doing
out
your
to all
thing.
That gets the job done.
I never
More than gets the job done.
Nobody's ever complained about a rock hard 7.
Shit,
Nobody.
If you meet somebody that complains about a rock hard 7, not the one for you.
Nah. No one's ever been like, yo, this is a bad rock hard 7. I'm with it.
Unless she's straight from if she's
All
straight
right.
from Lagos, then maybe.
I'm with these guys. I think a 7 is. I was hovering like I think if the finale would have like shown me something,
Yeah, that would have been an 8.
it would have been an 8. But you know what I'm saying? We talked about the limitations of that earlier, so I'm gonna go to 7. Enjoyable, fun. I had a blast watching it. I would love to see more. A 7 for me.
Okay, so before Charles gives his incredibly low midnight meter, let's guess what Charles is going to do.
I'm guessing it's a 4.
I'm thinking a 3.
I'm going to go 5. I think you're a little bit more
generous.
I'm going to give this a confident but flaccid 4.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So,
You
so
can make a 4 work though.
You can make a 4
You can
work.
make
A
a
lot of
4
people in shout out to all the 4s.
There's a lot of 4s.
There's
out
a lot
there.
of 4s out there.
You can make a 4 work.
you got a 4, you're in trouble. And that's not.
It's
and
not. No,
that's
you
not-
can make
and
a
that's-
4. You can actually
and
make
that-
No,
and
this is
that-
Sex
and that's
Positive
not-
Podcast.
It is, and I don't mean to be. Shout out to everybody, but they talking about you in the group chat. It's, God bless you.
Game's tough.
God bless you. God bless you.
A 4.
Okay.
A 4 is a really respectable score.
Really? I'm not gonna
Oh,
argue with you. I'm not gonna argue with
on
you.
the Charles,
We're past
on the
arguing.
Charles Midnight Meter, I think 4.
Okay.
Yeah.
The sliding scale. Yeah.
Okay. Get some nerd news, Chuck.
Oh, there's really nothing to say besides Daredevil, Born Again, new trailer.
That's not how you introduce this shit.
There's really nothing
What
to
are
say,
you
but
doing?
we're going to say it anyway.
Wait. What the fuck are you doing, bro?
This stays in.
Bro, yeah, like, what are you doing?
You were just
Yeah,
like,
I got nothing.
I was going by surprise. Like
It's
Charles
your fucking
Burgers. I'm just like, well,
It's
what am I
like,
going to do?
hey. I know y'all listen to this for us to react. It really ain't shit. Daredevil drop.
Whatever.
Hey, fuck that nigga. Daredevil drop. Fuck that nigga, man. The shit was like, whatever, bro. All right, nigga.
All right, well, fucking let me do it over again.
Nah.
God damn, no, I'm going to do it over again. Let me do it over again. All right, are you going to play the music, Steve?
You play it again.
Play the fucking music, and you're
Second,
you're
take
on a
two.
show right now.
Take two.
You gotta try.
All right, we're back with nerd news. We got our first look.
Dude,
What? What do y'all want? I'm trying to do it.
this you gonna fucking do? Yeah, do it, bro. Do it.
Oh my god.
Today we got a sizzling hot trailer from our favorite demon from Hell's Kitchen. That's right, Daredevil Born Again.
Oh, my
Our
Lord.
first look has dropped.
Oh my God.
You can't be more excited. Van, I'm gonna lead with you. How are you feeling about this hot, sizzling new trailer?
Well, thank you very much, Charles. Daredevil Born Again, of course, is the latest in the story, the saga that comes from the Netflix version of this character, first played by Charlie Cox, premieres mid-2010s, takes over Nerd TV.
Yeah.
I could make an argument that in the mid-2010s, the Netflix MCU, Daredevil, Luke Cage, Jessica Jones, Iron Fist,
No.
Defenders,
No.
Defenders, Punisher. I can make an argument that was actually the standard for superheroes on TV. That they actually set a standard.
I can make the argument that all of the nerd TV kind of went off the rails when we went away from that type of storytelling, just in terms of like, especially those first, I would say Daredevil season 1, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage.
Those first seasons.
They were
First seasons
telling
were
TV,
crazy
like
good.
those were TV shows. It was like, I want to keep watching. There was an air of mystery to it.
Yeah.
And for some reason, it feels like nerd TV kind of abandoned that very like episodic mystery type engine. And it's kind of funny that I think the MCU almost had to, they did redo this show to be more like the Netflix show. I think they were trying to have this be more in the probably She-Hulk lane.
Yeah.
And then they kind of had to rehaul because unless I'm misremembering, they weren't going to bring back Foggy, Karen,
Yeah.
or
They
pretty
had
much any of
They
they were
completely
trying to
abandoned the whole thing.
MCUify
Yes,
Daredevil.
And they threw an entire season of TV in the trash and then shot this other version of it.
I might be tripping. When I was watching it, there were some shots from this trailer where I was just like, because even if they had to throw away the season, they probably filmed a lot and they're just like, we're going to keep this in.
Yeah.
There were moments where I'm just like, that looks way more MCU versus some of the other stuff that feels like it was shot to mirror the Netflix
There's
show.
some of these shots in here. I'm like, that's straight out of the Netflix show. That not so much.
You get what
But,
I mean? Like there were some like CGI shots where I was like, the Netflix show did not look like
No.
Yeah,
this.
but when when he's breaking kneecaps, I'm like, okay,
Oh, yeah,
that's
yeah.
Netflix.
Yeah. Yeah, no, I mean, like, so like they had 6 episodes of the first 18 finished, and then they were like, actually, it's not
not
really
it.
hitting. We got like they got new writers, got new directors, new showrunners, the entire thing. So yeah, there's gonna be a little bit of a like, you know, I want to say like a mismatch, but they're gonna like try and mix these elements. I think as a trailer, that got me really excited for the new season of Daredevil. I can't wait to see more. I mean, seeing Fisk and Matt like face to face, there's like that respect, like begrudgingly that they share is like, I can't say it's not bad to see you. I was like, oh snap, you know? Hopefully we'll get to see what happened like during the snap in these last couple of years. We haven't seen them for a long time, you know what I mean? And so with Foggy and, you know, Karen coming back, I know people had reservations about Karen, but, you know, bringing the group
They gotta
back.
get Karen out of here this season. But
No!
I like her as an actress.
I mean, you talk about
Karen's
like
great.
Karen's great.
No, but if
Deborah
you
Wall
a
is
Daredevil
fine.
head, come on, we got some other booze that we gotta introduce.
Yeah, but we
I
got
mean,
okay.
but they don't have to always be joined at the hip.
Yeah.
Electric can pop in, pop out.
Mhm.
I think
Wait, who was he having sex with in this trailer?
I didn't know.
I don't know.
Oh no, he's got a girlfriend, I think, and her name is Heather Glenn.
Oh well,
Love
he's
it.
got some explaining to do
Well,
about
first
that
of all,
little She-Hulk
okay,
tryst.
it's like there are like if you want to go like horrors in Marvel,
Oh no!
Wait, what does he have to explain about She-Hulk?
I'm not-
Everybody can
If
get
you
some
wanna
green
go
punani
what in
every once in a
Marvel?
while.
The horse.
Horse. Oh,
Horse.
okay.
Yeah,
Horse.
Daredevil canonically
Spider-Man.
sluttiest.
It's Daredevil and Spider-Man, top 2.
Yeah.
Whoa. Wait, who's number 1? Who's number 2?
Daredevil for sure.
I want to say Daredevil because Spider-Man, he don't like really lean into it. He kind of
Whoa,
like
whoa, whoa,
I think Spider-Man
Daredevil's
got way
throwing it
more
around.
hoes than Daredevil did.
Spider-Man between Mary Jane, Black Cat, that's...
Mary
Yeah,
Jane, Black
but
Cat.
Bat-
Didn't
Murdoch-
Spider-Man didn't he get with Silver Sable for a while? No, am I
Look,
tripping?
No. But here's the thing: like Peter kind of like fumbles his way into. You know what I'm saying? He not really like looking for the action. Man,
Yeah.
Murdoch is all
But
about
here's the
it.
thing.
Murdoch applies pressure.
I don't know
Yeah.
about y'all, because I know it is the great awakening, but still over here, I like to protect women.
Mm.
Daredevil don't be protecting his women. Spider-Man make sure they get home safe. They not dead. Besides
Spider-Man.
Gwen Stacy.
Gwen Stacy would
Gwen
make the
Stacy, yeah,
difference.
she.
Whoa,
yeah.
Daredevil got way more. Elektra die every other week, and he not doing shit about it. You know
Well,
what I'm saying?
she also off trying to be a goddamn hero if she was taking care of her man like she was supposed to be, and not out there trying to fight
The
crime.
great awakening,
Right,
everybody.
nah.
The
You know what
great
I mean?
awakening,
So,
everybody.
would you take Daredevil's roster over Spider-Man's?
Nah, I'm
I
gonna
wouldn't.
take Spidey's.
No, I'm taking Spidey's.
I'm taking Spidey's.
I'm taking Spidey's.
Electra Cold though. Electra
Black
Cold.
Widow?
Black Widow Cold.
It's
too.
good. With Night Nurse. Like there's,
Yeah, but I'm
there's heavy
taking-
hitters.
Is Rosario coming back for this?
Mary Jane, Black Cat, Gwen Stacy.
It's
Yeah,
that's
you're going crazy.
like that Shohei Freeman and Betts right there,
Yeah,
man. You
we
don't
going,
get
we
better
go, we
than
going
that,
crazy. This is what I'll say. So, and I'm sure you guys can find me contradicting myself in the past with what's the most important Marvel property of 2025,
Mhm.
because you have
Mhm.
Brave New World coming out, you have Fantastic Four coming out,
Thunderbolts.
you have
Thunderbolts.
Thunderbolts coming out, you have Ironheart coming out.
Yeah, hell
Um,
yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
laugh at Black
A
women.
Wonder Man.
Great Awakening.
Oh
Wonder
yeah,
Man.
and Wonder Man.
But of all of them, it's this one.
I
think-
don't
I
think so.
disagree.
This is
I
the-
don't think so.
I think this
I-
could start the win
But let me-
streak.
This is I would say second after Fantastic Four. This is second.
Agreed.
But
Agreed.
let me tell you why this one is, in my opinion, the most important, because of the backstory surrounding this particular property. The fact that it went into panic mode, they pressed the button,
Mhm.
and then they said, "Okay, we're gonna redo this and put it out and give you guys our best effort." Like, the Fantastic Four is a very high leverage property. When I say the most important one, Daredevil Born Again is insanely lower leverage than Fantastic Four. It could fail, and Fantastic Four could be good, and the MCU would be fine.
Yeah.
Fantastic Four could fail, and Daredevil could be amazing, and the MCU is in major trouble. The reason why I'm saying what I'm saying is because, to me, this will be an indictment on whether or not the higher ups at Marvel can course correct.
That's
Whether or not they can recognize that something's wrong and then make it right again, which the MCU has been really good at in the past, but not really good at
right.
here recently.
Because
can
you
see the
used to
vision.
hear the stories of just like Rejo's book about when they would realize shit was off the rails. And to your
Yeah.
point, they could go back, do some reshoots, and you're just like, oh, this is a good movie.
They fixed it.
Yeah.
At this point, when they say we got to go back for reshoots, we're like, damn,
Yeah.
this is,
Mm.
there's no way.
And this also is once again, last thing I'll say, this is a direct referendum on the storytellers here, because we've seen these characters, we've watched these characters, and we've liked these characters. This is unlike the other stuff that they've done.
Mhm.
Like, we've already got a version of this that we could watch and we could enjoy.
Yeah.
And if we get it over with them and it's fucked up, we know that it's them.
We know who
Yeah.
the problem is
Yeah.
when they get this wrong.
Yeah, I think you make a great point. I would say that for Marvel television, I think this is I don't want to say make or break, but like if you can't get Daredevil right in 9 episodes after all the conversations we've had over the last
Right.
couple of years, it does you are who they say you are at that point.
Yeah.
And then we kind of have to have a bigger, not even a bigger, the conversation about is it cooked on that end of the spectrum.
It feels not like both like a layup and a very like half court shot, because while they can still throw out a season of TV, go back to the drawing board and then find out what they think works. If it doesn't work, then they know that they have an actual problem not even playing the hits of a thing that's already good.
Yeah.
And that's the biggest concerning thing. Everything that I've seen from it looks like they know exactly what they're doing. And it seems like, okay, if at minimum, you're going to get a flavor of the thing that we know before. And if that's even solid enough to be enjoyable, I think we'll all be happy.
Yeah.
I think that the thing that's important for the MCU to look forward to is that they need not only this to work, but I think to start a string of just successes that make me think, like, how many like good stories or good things come from Marvel before we think, okay, we're back. We're in a confident space.
Well, so like evenly we look back at like the Phase 5 like live action stuff we've gotten. We've gotten Secret Invasion, L,
Yeah.
Loki season 2. Think that
Great.
worked. Echo, no. Agatha All Along, some would say yes, others would say no.
Right.
And then Daredevil, right? And then you pair that with like, you know, WandaVision season 1, Loki season 1,
Sure.
Falcon Winter Soldier. It's kind of been a mixed bag. And now you have an opportunity to go back with one of the characters we love. We have adored. We've been begging for this since the show went away. To 2018. God, that was so long ago.
Yeah.
I was in college. That show was still on. Yeah,
Here's the thing. I feel like
But yeah, but
we
you gotta
gotta be real. If motherfuckers don't care about Daredevil, I'm talking my shit. Because this is a pact.
Why would you talk your shit? Why would you want it to not be bad?
No. It's like I feel like I'm just putting the flag down. I want it to be good because
No, you don't.
not only because I know
Let's
I
talk
know.
about it.
Oh,
You
let me
want it
finish.
to
I'll
be
let you talk.
bad.
I'll let you talk.
I know, but okay.
I'll let you talk. I'm just saying. We know what that first season, even second season of Daredevil did.
You want it to fail.
I don't want to. Well, here's the thing.
Oh, Jesus.
I know. I got a lot of haters out here. You know, they don't like when I'm right. But hey, if we look at the resume, shit, you know, Chuck Stradamus. But anyway, as I said, I do think we got, because this is going up against Last of Us. You know, I think this is the time. Can the MCU get people to care about these shows again? And I think Daredevil is your best shot at it. Because I think something we've been talking around with something like Skeleton Crew or the last couple shows is, I don't know if the MCU or Star Wars in a very long time have been able to create something that inspires discussion like the best TV shows do. You know, that we're excited to not only come in here and talk about it, but we're excited to come in here and hear what everybody else is saying about it. And I feel like Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage had those moments where it was like good and bad, where it was like, oh, it feels like the world is watching this. It feels like people are excited. And I'm just like, part of me worries that the MCU has gotten so insular that are people going to care about this? Are people going to be excited to see Daredevil again? I hope they are.
I think that's fair. And yeah, like Steve's point, this should be a layup, right? And so we have to see if they can make the easy shots again, I think is really the question. So yeah, we'll see what it looks like. Again, this trailer, the bones break in. It looks like something that we haven't seen on, especially for Marvel TV for a long time, you know? And so really excited to get back in that world and jump in. Like
really quick, if we could just, before we go, if we could talk strictly about the trailer, what was the most interesting? Because we got the reveal of White Tiger. That has already been like, he's going to be part of that. Fisk, obviously the mayor. And then we got Frank in this. So what part of this trailer to you guys were like, that's the most interesting thing that I want to see?
The dynamic that's always going to be most interesting in a Daredevil show is the dynamic between Wilson Fisk and Matt Murdock. So, seeing that things have changed with them and they are struggling with that change is super duper interesting to me. The cameos and stuff, a lot of that stuff gets out in the press. You know that Bernthal is coming back as the Punisher, which is awesome. It tells me how much he loves that character because he certainly
loves that.
doesn't have to do that, right? And so you see the gang back together. Seeing everybody back together was very important for me because I think that story deserved to continue, right? With how abruptly it was taken away from us and everything like that. But knowing that we're in a different space, we're coming back to the same world, but in a different way. with Fisk having a new set of powers and priorities, with Murdoch questioning who he is, like knowing that they're not just resting on their laurels. That first scene sets that up when they are across from one another, talking to each other almost in the Magneto Professor X type way, to where they're acknowledging that there is some type of connection with them that means a lot more than what they're doing by themselves. And it's once again, it's all of these stories are stories about people, just people who can do amazing things. So like seeing that was the most interesting thing about the trailer to me.
In success, do you think that MCU pivots where they start being like, well, if we can do it with Daredevil, Jessica Jones, Luke Cage, or do you think that they're like, because a lot of those actors are getting a little bit older. Do you think that they're gonna want to do even more Netflix shit, or Daredevil's the only?
What y'all think?
Bring back Danny Rand, baby. Iron Fist season 3. Let's go.
Run it back.
No, just me.
Be
No,
serious.
I think they could. I think what would be interesting to see is if they like, oh, Daredevil works not only for Jessica Jones and Power Man Luke Cage, like Moon Knight. They're like, oh, actually, if we just like ditch all the CGI stuff, if we like focus on like him just being a vigilante in New York or whatever, like could this work for other characters, not just the ones that we?
I feel like if
took
it
from
works too well,
Netflix.
they're just going to do it with Daredevil again and not bother with Moon Knight.
I don't know. Why not?
I think they need more wins than they need to risk things.
Nah,
and I
but-
think that
but-
like they'll greenlight season 2 of Daredevil
Well, they've already
way
got,
sooner
Well,
than retrying on Moon Knight.
they're only giving us 9 episodes. There's 18. Supposed
There
to be like,
was.
and well, no, I mean like I think they've either filmed 18, they have 18. They're gonna
Yeah.
give us 9 now and 9 later
Mhm.
at some point. So like we'll get those. Yeah, I hope they I hope whatever happens, if it's good, they take the lessons from that and apply it to other characters that kind of need that we've liked,
Yes.
but didn't love. I think I mean maybe because I'm just playing Marvel Rivals, I'm locked in on Moon Knight. I'm like,
There
man,
you go.
that's my, you know what I'm saying? It's cool. You know what I'm saying?
Moon
The
Knight
show.
got a chance. We ain't going back there.
We
Moon
got,
Knight
I mean,
got
I would
shit.
like it's Oscar Isaac.
They
you know
just
what I'm saying?
they took the wrong approach to it.
Yeah, if you come back, kind of like again, they saw the episodes that they had of the
Yeah.
first Daredevil, and they're like, actually, if we retool this, I guess there is like the president of like the first 2.5 seasons of Daredevil, fire television. You know what I'm saying? Moon Knight doesn't have that.
Well, third season was a low.
No, see,
I liked
that's
it.
where you're wrong.
Third
That's where
season
you're
was all right.
incorrect.
Third season was
okay.
Third
a little
season was
shaky.
legit. No,
I
it
liked
wasn't.
It wasn't. I mean, the first one was so. I mean,
Yeah.
the third season
First
I liked
is
it.
so good. The second is okay. The third is
So
That's fine.
They have the first season special television. Everybody would agree. I think the Punisher arc in that second season, fire.
Yes.
Then the Electra arc,
Not as good.
Not great.
You kind of lost me a little bit there. Season 3, maybe I'm on the island. Fire.
I loved it.
Gas.
I liked it.
The homie, when they got the homie at his crib and they shot him, they buried him in the dirt. I was like,
I liked it.
no.
I liked it.
I
I thought it
never-
was great.
Oh,
I thought season 3 was a return to form. Season
Yes.
2 was kind of all over the place, but
yes.
I thought season 3 was a return to form.
But yeah, if they could apply that to some of the characters that we've seen that we haven't really got connected with, I think we'll see Jessica Jones at some point. I'm sure we'll see Luke Cage at some point. Who knows if we'll ever see Danny Rand again. But those characters have a life. They have a fan base.
I think those
they'll-
characters will be recast.
Really?
Yeah.
Interessante. But they didn't recast Charlie Cox.
Interessante. I know, but I think those characters will be recast.
I don't know. I think they bring him back. I think they
do.
I don't know if they bring Finn Jones back. I don't know if they bring
They
him
don't
back.
bring Finn Jones back.
I
Here's
don't
the
think they'll
thing.
bring
Here's
him
the thing.
back.
Daredevil's one thing I'm kind of with Van. And it's nothing. All those actors did great.
Did great. Yeah.
But it's
Mike
just-
Coulter was great.
But why do they bring Charlie Cox? It's just Scott
'Cause
Scott's
he's
a
a
different
star.
level.
I think those characters will be recast.
Yeah.
I don't know. Like I would love to see Mike himself back as Luke Cage.
Yeah,
I thought he was great as Luke Cage.
Why, I don't see why they wouldn't do that. Like it
Yeah.
doesn't seem
I
too
thought he was
crazy.
great, but I just don't have a lot of. Just think there's some differences there to where whatever.
Oh, you know.
I just-
okay.
No, I don't know anything. I'm just saying I think that if they do that they'll probably recast it.
Nah, man.
But at the same time, on screen in live action, Mike Coulter is my Luke Cage. I liked him as Luke Cage. I thought
Me
he did
too.
great.
I
It
agree
was
with
one
that.
of the funniest moments on Twitter ever when everybody got to the episode where he dabbed. I
That
was
was-
like,
I mean, it wasn't
That was
perfect.
tough.
whoa!
That was so of a
it's a
time.
moment. It's a
Up to
moment in
Cottonmouth
history.
was
That
good.
was so of a
Everything, like,
time.
that
Oh
was
my God,
yeah.
dude. That man, Mahershala.
Cooking.
Oh my gosh.
Cooking.
Yeah.
Everything that happened after when they gave my man Mike Culture the afro, I was like, ooh.
All right. We out of here now. That
Oh
is
my
a
God.
wrap. More House of R, more Men Edition, and more Button Mash coming soon. Our producers are Jonathan, the poet Kermah, Aleya, SOB Zenieris, Jomi, explainer, Adeniran. The great unwokening on social. We're going for it. We're sticking with it. Additional production from Arjuna, the Watcher, Ramgopal. Also, Steve, the architect Ahlman, didn't put his own name in there. That's okay.
I'm humble.
Chuck, take us out.
Fuck your wokeness.
Wow.
Whoa.
Shout out to all the Spidey ladies. We love movies with dead kids. R.I.P. Jimmy. Well, I will say you might have to hook Charlie Cox up with your hair guy.
Oh, you think he's losing it? You think it's coming apart?
I think it's thinning a little
Do
bit.
you think that like thin, like receding hairlines can work for some people?
Yeah.
Like it looks
Yeah.
good on some people?
Yeah, it looks good for Jason Statham. It looks good when he has his little thing. For some people, it looks
I
good.
think for Charlie Cox, it could look good.
Nah.
No?
Nah, we ain't.
You gotta
we
get
ain't
it.
about
You gotta get up top.
It's Matt Murdock, baby. Matt Murdock. Go
He
to
gotta
Turkey.
have a full head of
Yeah,
hair.
he
I'm
gotta have
sorry.
a full head.
I don't know. He's a stressed out Catholic. That's,
Yeah, it's like Matt Murdock gotta have a full head. Go to Turkey. Get them locks back.
I'm gonna be real because if I'm a criminal at Hell's Kitchen and I know that nigga got a receding hairline, I'm not taking you seriously.
I mean, you got the helmet on though, so like if he's
Yeah.
Daredevil, he got the
You
helmet
can
on.
tell. You can tell.
Can
behind
you
the-
tell?
under a helmet?
Can you tell when
That'd be
you
so funny though. So like fucking Bullseye is looking at him. Daredevil's like, fight me, Bullseye. Bullseye.
Like, take your helmet off.
Why would I hit a guy with a receding hair? Why don't you
The
go
old
get that
man.
taken care of?
Do you think Bullseye could give you a fade just like with some like cards like from across the table?
Oh, definitely.
What a great question.
Definitely.
Mm.
Yeah, absolutely.
Or he could throw razors at you and cut your shit.
Yeah.
Because it'd be niggas in Nigeria doing that.
With
I
the
don't-
knives?
That's a
don't-
good way for a barn to go viral.
I don't think
Wait,
so.
it's been, you've seen the guy with the knives
Yeah,
cutting
with
people's
the- he
heads?
just
He's
brings
not
out the-
throwing the knives.
He's not throwing them, but it's in Nigeria. It's it's not.
Wait,
it's
like
in
he
Africa.
sharpens
It's-
knives
it's-
over
it's-
people's
No,
head?
like they cut hair with
he
like
be giving
knives.
fade. But here's the thing: I know when that alcohol hits that.
It's crazy.
Oh
It's crazy.
my God.
It's crazy if they even use the alcohol.
Oh,
As opposed to what, Van?
What? I mean, they might have all kinds of different ways. It might be natural remedies that they use.
Natural remedies. Okay. Let's get
this
to the
is really the
podcast.
great unwokening for you. This is
Oh,
really bad.
Yeah, what y'all have to understand is I'm about to thrive.
Right.
Okay, like
Is that going to be our studio sign, the Great Unwokening? For
this era for me?
Oh my God.
Like last night, I was eating with some people. Tommy Alter's in town, so we had dinner last night with some other people. We're all sitting around, and people are trying to be woke, and they're trying to say stuff in a woke way. I'm like, let it fucking go, man.
like
Just fucking-
performatively? It
yeah,
felt
just
like.
it's like, you know, these are nice guys. These are nice white men.
Mhm.
Just let it fly, so I can come back and tell y'all niggas what I really think about y'all. Because I feel like I've been held back.
Mm.
Steve, I
Uh-huh.
got some opinions about your people, and I'm about to get them off. I can't wait.
You've
Okay,
been
great.
holding back your opinions
Yep.
on white people this whole time.
They haven't even gotten it as bad as they
Wow,
are.
this is like when Rock Lee took the weights off. Like
Yeah.
he's just gonna.
They've been holding back. Like when I show up in this bitch 2 weeks in a kufi and a Malcolm X shirt with a little chain, Harriet's leaving. I'm gonna put Africa and Clarence X-Law, whatever. All right, it's